You're watching Fox News at 10, Western Oregon's only 10 o'clock news.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Natasha Chughtai. Well, it's a heat wave out there. This is the warmest we've been since last September, but this heat can be hard on the body. Experts say to keep hydrated, try to stay indoors during the late afternoon hours, and take care of the elderly and infants. They're more susceptible to heat-related illnesses. Plus, sunshine and warm temps mean fun on local waterways for a lot of people. But fire officials say use common sense to avoid being their next emergency call.
Never drink and then go boating or swimming. If you're going to drink, do it on dry land and then stay on dry land, and you'll be safer.
And of course, Tim Chui will tell us if all this heat is going to last coming up a little later in the newscast. Accusations of puppy abuse landed an Oregon woman in jail. Police say 19-year-old Ray Dawn Parnell threw her Pomeranian puppy at a Medford shopping center. Police also say she stomped on the dog. Parnell will spend 10 days in jail. Tonight, the 3-month-old puppy is recovering. Lane County has been anticipating its worst budget cuts in more than 20 years. It's a fiscal crisis that's threatened to cut public safety and health services. Tonight, the Lane County Budget Committee met with commissioners in the final stages of deliberation. Alyssa Harrington has been following the situation all day. Alyssa, what's the word?
Well, Natasha, more than 4 hours of deliberations and still no decision. I did, however, meet with a couple commissioners outside the Lane County Courthouse just moments ago. They did tell me after tonight, it does look like they will be accepting $4.5 million from the city of Eugene to help with this budget crisis. Now, once again, that's not set in stone, but they do say it's moving forward. These decisions seem to be taking quite a long time, but that's just because there's so much at stake. Now, let's go over what is at stake. Public safety could take the biggest hit. The sheriff's office could lose about 126 employees. That's about a third of the department. Health and Human Services would lose at least 43 employees, almost 14%. Youth Services, at least 9 employees. And the district attorney's office, 7 employees or 10%. Chief Deputy District Attorney Alex Gardner tells me that would leave just 17 lawyers and 1 investigator for the entire county. Now, the committee will continue these deliberations next week. Back to you, Natasha.
All right, thanks, Alyssa. County commissioners have the final say on the cuts in June. It's going to be a busy weekend for politics in Oregon, with trips planned for Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Obama has a town hall meeting in Roseburg this Saturday. That starts at 11:30 a.m. The event is open to the public. Meantime, Clinton will be in Junction City tomorrow, but her event is not open to the public. She'll tour a partially finished home there. Sneezing, itching, watery eyes, sounds like an allergy attack. Allergy season is notorious in Western Oregon. The pollen problem could affect the thousands of runners coming to Eugene for the Olympic trials. So what are all those runners supposed to do? Photojournalist Kelly Lyon and I set out to get some answers. Summertime, gorgeous weather, outdoor fun, and of course,
sneezing, itching, nose running.
Allergies.
We have the highest grass pollen levels in the world.
Dr. Craig Jacobson is on the front lines. Not only does he help allergy sufferers on a daily basis, he uses this contraption called a Burkhart pollen sampler.
I tell people it's a $10,000 vacuum cleaner.
The device measures the amount of pollen in the air at any given time, which in Eugene can be nearly 20 times as much as an average city. So we wanted to know, how will those levels affect the thousands of runners expected to compete in this year's Olympic trials?
Oh, up here.
Our first stop, deep in the woods, an allergy sufferer's nightmare. That's where we caught up with plant expert Mark Bloom to find out just how much pollen is out there.
And that's all pollen right there.
Yeah, that's all pollen, yeah.
Check out the pollen on this fir tree with just a little tap.
Okay, let's just go like that.
Here's something you may not think about. Every flower produces pollen. Take something like this dandelion here. In just a couple of days, look at what it becomes and look at how much pollen it produces. All that pollen certainly impacts local runners.
There's so many allergies out here. Like, I didn't have any, and we just moved from Colorado like a year ago, but I didn't have any in Colorado. And here I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah, last year I was on 4 allergy medicines.
So what are runners supposed to do? Are there any solutions?
Some might get lucky and be past their particular season with with whatever they're allergic to. But obviously some are going to be right in the middle of it.
There is a little good news, and it's all about timing. Luckily, the trials are at the end of June when grass pollens are on the decline. And for those athletes that have moved here to train, many are opting to head to the coast, where allergens are less severe, to continue training before returning for the trials. As far as medications, Dr. Jacobson says there are certain medications they can take. However, they must comply with stringent regulations.
There are pretty straightforward guidelines that are used for Olympic athletes.
Still, no matter how bad the allergies get, runners will run, and the best of the best will punch their ticket to Beijing come June. Fox TV is airing a mayoral debate this Saturday. The debate will air right here on Fox this coming Saturday from 6 to 7 p.m. and also be available immediately after our broadcast on our website, myfoxeugene.com. A local middle school got an unwelcome surprise last week. Racist and insulting graffiti sprayed all over the building. But as Andrew Siegel found out, the school is turning a shocking negative experience into a teaching tool.
Along the side of the school, continued on with marks from racial groups, the KKK.
Assistant Principal Linda Vargas says it was everywhere. This sidewalk right here? Mm-hmm. Hate graffiti, with slurs directed against those who are Jewish, gay, and have disabilities. And that's not all.
And in all honesty, this is where it got really personal.
Teachers were targeted by name on their individual classrooms. Parents are scared and confused.
You know, who would do such a thing? You know, where would this come from? I consider this to be like a peaceful town.
You wouldn't know that graffiti was all over here on Friday morning. School had it washed off the windows and stonework right away. Most students found out about the graffiti at an assembly on Monday morning, and then they took it from there.
Everyone wanted to do it. It's unanimous. Everyone wanted to provide a positive response to this.
The students decided to hold a rally to reclaim their school. They gave up their lunch hour to plan it.
On the first day, we had 200 kids come in our little staff room, and I thought that was really, it made me feel really good that everyone was there and to support us.
They'll see the fruits of their labor on Friday. The event will feature a potluck dinner with students and community members coming together against intolerance.
The community actually has also been very supportive. We are so surrounded by love. It's heartwarming. It's almost, makes you cry.
I'm Andrew Siegel in Eugene.
Police are investigating the incident but say they won't release pictures of the graffiti because they don't want to glorify the actions. We know the cost of gas and food have gone up, and now the cost of hangers has nearly doubled. Dry cleaners, including some in Eugene, are asking customers to return their hangers. The increase is just a few cents, but for the dry cleaners that buy hundreds of thousands, that adds up. Ultimately, your wallet will take a hit.
Well, it's really affecting the consumer. It's just like, the consumer is the one that's going to have to pay the price. We have no control over that any more than the gas station has control over what they have to pay for crude or a gallon of gas.
Ron Bowker of the Cleanery is offering customers hanger caddies to encourage recycling. They've also stockpiled a year's worth of hangers to stave off another price hike. Some burglars in Oshkosh, Wisconsin not only have to worry about police catching up with them, but also some angry brides. The crooks broke into a bakery and stole the safe. They got away with some cash, but also the contracts for more than 200 wedding cakes. That means the bakery doesn't know who needs what cakes and when. It has 8 to 10 cakes due just this week.